sometimes I get FOMO, okay? Join a club. We're in this together. I'm not talking about a book buying ban it's a vibe because I'm about the vibes, all right? Hey friends, how you doing? Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Noelle, and on this channel we talk all things books and bookish related with a little bit of lifestyle stuff sprinkled in here and there. So if that's your jam, make sure that you stick around and you know what to do. You like, subscribe, and all those good things. All right, so happy spooky season, happy fall, and all that good stuff. Fall just it does warm my heart. Now, I am a true summer girl. I'm a summer girl at heart. I love it when it's hot and when it's sticky. But along with fall comes like change and the weather changes, and it's just a warm and cozy season, if you will. I love true fall weather. But Chicago likes to hold out on your girl. It either is hot or it's cold. I feel like we don't get very much of that in between that I love. And that in between is where, you lean into the fall fashion and fall cocktails and coffee drinks and all of that good stuff. I mean, we get the holidays and it's just hella cozy, and some of that in the Chicago mix kind of gets lost a little bit. So here I'm just gonna lean into it ahead of time because right now it's still pretty much 80 degrees. And so I'm gonna lean into it a little ahead of time because I know it's coming. Okay. I know it's coming. It's coming for us. But that being said, I tend to lean real heavy into reading in the fall, typically. And, it's colder outside. I don't really want to go out in the cold. So I cozy up in front of the fireplace, have my drink, have my book, my Kindle, whatever. And, it's a vibe because I'm about the vibes, all right? The vibes are hella important to me. But what's also important to me right now is reading from my cart here. Reading from the books that I already have. I've also been utilizing the library, and I have Kindle Unlimited, so I have access to all of this stuff. But yeah, I've been buying books like crazy. You saw in my last video, like my cart was already stacked back up. There are some books that aren't on here right now that should be. I've been doing a little bit of organizing and things of that sort. But I need to slow down on buying books. So I'm leaning into books that I already have and books that I already have access to, or I can easily get access to for free. I'm not talking about a book buying ban because I don't really do that. I don't necessarily believe in it. If I want a book, I'm probably going to buy it. I'm probably going to buy it. But I am talking about just kind of slowing down and reading some of the things that I already have. So if you're like me, anybody else like me, like you don't believe in the ban, but you do need to slow down a little bit, or you're starting to feel overwhelmed by the amount of books that you have not read yet. It's okay. It's okay. Like, join a club. We're in this together. But yeah, so that's what part of what this TBR is about. It's about reading books that I already have access to. So I've been using, like I said, my Kindle Shelf, Kindle Unlimited, Libby, and the things that I already own. I've been trying to make my TBRs a little bit short. I think the last couple months I've done like maybe 6 books, and I've been trying to keep them short on purpose, right? Like, I don't like really making TBRs just for the hell of it. I am a person, when I make a list, I like to check things off of said list. It gives me a sense of peace and accomplishment to check things off the list. And so not checking lists off of my TBRs kind of hurts my own feelings a little bit. So I've been keeping my list short in hopes that I actually check them all off. Now, am I doing that? No, not really. Because in addition to me making TBRs, I'm also a mood reader. So if what I'm in the mood for isn't on my list, then so be it. I'm still going to read it. So this month for October, for spooky season, I kept the list short, but I also wanted to still lean into multiple genres, kind of like I did in September. It's like not as vast, but we're still doing a little bit. We're still out here a little bit. Okay, so first up, and again, like I said, a lot of these I don't even have access to. I think I have two hard copies, and then everything else is digital. So I'm going to consult my notes because I don't have an actual book to consult, and I'll pop the titles up on the screen and we're going to get into it. All right, so first up is Dominion by Addie Kitchens, I believe it is. Um, and I just want to say that I love the cover of this book. It's so simple, but it's also a really cool cover. And I believe this is literary fiction. You guys know how I feel about like reading the covers and things of that. I kind of like to go into a lot of books with as little as possible, little info as possible, but I need a little bit of something to go on. And I need a little bit of something to tell y'all too, because you might want to go read it too, based off of what I say it's about. So, Dominion is a book that focuses on the church, the patriarchy, and the downfall of a prominent family in Mississippi. And why? Why? It's because secrets, secrets, secrets. I love it. So, I chose this book, one, because, like I said, the cover is really cool. It has a snake on it, and S is for spooky season. No. But and then it also like centers because again, the church. So that's part of why I chose Dominion. But I've also been seeing it a couple of places and I'm like, I really need to pick that book up, but I wasn't ready to buy it. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't. And I still may if I really enjoy it. But it popped up as available in Libby. So I was like, October TBR. Cool. So Dominion is our first pick. The next book that I have that I chose was The Housemaid. Now, if you watched my most recent video, which was the Quick to Judge challenge, you'll see that I ended up choosing The Housemaid as my pick to put on a future TBR. And so it is here on this month's TBR. And if you watched that video, you heard me also say that I have never read a Frida McFadden book. So I know, I know. It's insane. The gas. Um, and so it'll be my first Frida McFadden book. A lot of you guys said that you really, 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 really enjoy this book. So I want to see what the hype is about. You know, sometimes I get FOMO, okay? And so I'm hopping on the train. We're gonna see. It's one, but we're gonna see. If you're a Frida person, if you're a Frida McFadden reader, if you've read any of her books, which I'm sure it's probably all of you, but drop me a comment with your favorite Frida McFadden book and we'll see if it's The Housemaid. I hope it is because I felt like it was the one that most people that I know have read and they really enjoyed. But let me know. I don't really know what this book is about. All I assume it's about is because it's a thriller. Is that the housemaid is crazy as hell? That's all I have. And that may not even be true, but that's all I have. But that made it to my TBR because I am quick to judge based off of the first paragraph. So the next book that I picked up is sorry, it's one that I picked up last year, and I actually also mentioned it in my previous video. And that one is Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I still have not read another book by this author, but everybody was talking about this book. Also, the unmaking of June Farrow, I believe it was. And I just have not picked either of them up. And this has been on my cart probably since last October. I actually feel like it was in my last year, October TBR, and I didn't get to it. So I want to make sure that I get to it this year. And again, I don't know much, but it sounds like it has a little bit of everything in there, a little bit of magic, a little bit of romance, a little bit of murder. So I felt like it's very, very fitting. It's fitting for the season. It's fitting for this month. And so we're going to see how it fits into this TBR. Well, I mean, it's on the TBR. We're going to see how it fits into this reading schedule. But I do want to get to this because I know it's been sitting here for at least a year. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This is why I like that book. Actually, a couple of these books are why I'm always questioning whether I should make TBRs, because I look at my list, I look at my TBR stack because I usually keep them like on a little stack, and I'm like, I don't want to read any of that, and I think that's okay. But again, also like I said, I'm a checklist person, and at the time when I make the TBR, it seemed like a good idea. I'm really into it. But then as the month goes on, I'm like, well, it was a good idea then. I don't know about now, but it was a good idea then. And so I just tend to not pick it up. If the mood ain't moving, I'm not either. Like I'm just not gonna read it. So that was a little aside, but yeah, we're gonna get back to work. All right, so the next book, and again, I'm consulting my notes on my phone here. um, it is The Reformatory. I do not want to mess up her name, so I am not even going to say it. I want to say it though. Tanana Reeve? It, maybe. Maybe. But The Reformatory. I saw a while back when everyone was reading this book and everybody seemed to love it. And again, I don't know a lot about it, but I do recall, and I could be wrong here, I do recall it being historical horror fiction. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's a real thing, but that's what I'm calling it. I do remember people saying that it was scary. But that it also had a historical fiction component to it. Uh, Again, I could be wrong, but I'm going to give it a shot. And if I'm wrong, I'll let you know in my recap video. All right. And that one I have actually own that one on my Kindle, so I'll be reading that one on my Kindle. But the cover is like actually kind of creepy too. Look at it, like it's kind of creepy. So excited to get to it though. Next pick is Cutthroat by Octavia Grant. And one, I picked this one because the cover is just beautiful. I mean, look at, she's cute. She's cute. She's also available on Kindle Unlimited. So there's that as well. But if I really enjoy the book, I will buy this one because, again, I enjoy the cover. I think it's a really gorgeous cover. Um, but I haven't done a deep dive into this one, but a wife finds out that her husband has some secrets. And it is a thriller. So I assume it gets, I assume stuff goes left. And I like left. So it's on my list. I, I know that's not a good reason. I do. I do. But I feel like in this particular situation, when a wife finds out that a husband has secrets, I feel like there's going to be mess. Okay. And like I said, it's a thriller. So I feel like the mess just, it takes a turn. And I want to know where that goes and what produces this gorgeous cover. Like, I want to know. I want to know. And so we're going to find out this month. Spooky season, October. All right. And that one, like I said, is on Kindle Unlimited. So I'll be reading that one on my Kindle. Kindle is getting played this month. Come through, boo. Yeah. Yep. I might even change out some of my stickers on the back, to be a little bit more in line with spooky season. But I'm probably still gonna keep the leopard. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. I'm probably still gonna keep that. Oh, I do have like one that's like stars. So I could possibly use that one. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. The last book that I have on my October TBR is one that I also mentioned in my Quick to Judge challenge video. Y'all might as well just go watch that video because, like I said, half of this list was in that video. And that was kind of not intentional when I chose those books that I would actually put them on my October TBR. But when I was going through them, I mentioned how some of them had been on my list from last year or on my cart from last year, and that they were perfect for spooky season. And we're in it, so why not? So sorry if this feels repetitive, but it's the season I'm in, okay? But this one that I've also added to my TBR is Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch by Cody Crowley. And what I remember about this book is I said I felt like it was going to be funny because the FMC, she is killed and she comes back from the grave because she wants to know who did it. She can't remember who did it, and she wants to know who did it so she can get her look back. And I mean, that sounds like a good comedic thriller. Like, it sounds like it's going to be funny as hell to me, and I'm hoping that that's what it gives. So, again, I mean, could I read this at another time of year? Sure. Will I? It's unlikely. So, this month is when it's happening, and I'll let you know how it goes at the end of the month. So, I feel like I have the perfect October TBR. I have a little bit of comedy in my thrillers. I have a little bit of mess in some of these books. I have some literary fiction that seems like it might be a little bit messy. I have some magic, a creepy ass housemaid. And so I feel like this list, it might actually get read, y'all, like the whole thing. And it sounds like it might be a good time. And that's what I'm hoping for. But it feels spooky to me, but it also feels cozy to me. And so I'm hoping that you have a cozy TBR list set up for October too. And maybe even a spooky one. I don't know. If that's what you're into, you know. And when I say spooky, that could be thriller. It could be, you know, giving Halloween vibes. Are you giving fall vibes? What's on your TBR? So, in addition to letting me know about the Frida situation, let me know what book you have on your October TBR that you're excited to read. You know, I'm always asking you guys this because I want to know what y'all are reading. I you know, there are so many books out there and there are so many things that I miss. And so if you're excited about it, maybe it's something that I want to read too, because, you know, we tight like that. So leave me a comment. Let me know about our girl Frida, and let me know about your upcoming favorite or book to look forward to on your October TBR. You know, I mean, put me on. You might put me on to something. So thank you for watching. That's my October TBR, and I will see you guys next week. Okay? Now, listen. So I'm trying. I know it may not seem like it sometimes, but I am trying to get on a regular filming and posting schedule. It's coming this fall. Coming to a theater near you. No. Coming to this channel a regular posting schedule. So stay tuned for that. And I am so glad that you're watching, and I'm really thankful that you're here. All right. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Okay, no. I was about to say, did I delete my note? Oh my gosh. I was about to lose my mind.